Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakak Wadash, Ka'alayim, Bla Alashad Yahweh Wa, Hamashak Yahweh Shai, Waha Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone and roll well. Peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. All right. This lesson I'm going to get into Matthew chapter 24. I'm going to read probably verse 6 to possibly 14, maybe 13. All right, so verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, and that's been happening for quite some time. Okay, wars and rumors of wars. Okay, which trade wars escalate into real wars. Okay, they always have. And they will this time as well. All right, in the end game, the final climax will be the United States being destroyed by nuclear missiles. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, now nation against nation, that's talking about race wars. Okay, because there's 8, like some people say the nation of America or the nation of China, but nation is referring to nationality. Okay, there's 18 nations in the Bible, one of them being Israel. All right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in confusion of faces, specifically those of so-called Negro and Indian descent through their father's seed line. Okay, then one of them being Esau, Edom, which is collectively the so-called white race today. And then the other 16 nations, okay, which you can look up those nations for yourself, okay? But they're going to rise against each other, okay? Race wars, which actually I can get that. I believe it's in 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All right, because people that are in the world, okay, because, it tells you to disconnect from the world, basically, okay, to remove yourself from the world spiritually, okay, and join yourself to Yahweh Shai, Salaki. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, so it's talking about race wars, okay? Racial tensions, if you will. Okay, because when it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, it's not just World War III. There's also going to be civil unrest, racial unrest, all sorts of wars, all sorts of turmoil. All right? And kingdom against kingdom. Now, that's going into countries, okay? Such as the United States versus Russia and China and Iran. And also, an ally of the United States would be the land of Israel, even though we know that those are Amalekites from the nation of Edom living there. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay? Which the famines we can go into real quick. Of course, there's a famine of bread where you're not going to be able to eat, and a famine of water where you're not going to be able to drink, which really would be a drought. Okay? Other than Yahweh Shai's men and the sincere women as well, the sincere men and women, all right? The sincere Akyam, Wa'akwathium, the elect and the 1/3, they're going to be fed. They're going to be clothed. They're going to be drinking water. They're going to be taken care of, protected. Okay, so there's going to be those famines. But the most devastating, crucial famine is that of the famine of the word. Okay, which is in Amos 8, I believe. Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, which, like I said, those are coming. Okay, that's why it said famines, or famine. Did it say famines? Salaki, let me just check real quick. Pretty sure it said famines, plural. Oh, Salaki, I pressed highlights. Salakia, it's going to take a while to load now. I meant to press bookmarks. We got to wait for it to load. Salakia. But I'm pretty sure it said famines, but if it only said famine plural or singular, there's still multiple famines. All right, the famine of bread and water is coming, but the most crucial, devastating famine that tops all of them by a long shot is the famine of the word, which is basically when the prophets are going to be taken off the streets, so you won't be able to get the word. Also, the truth will be taken off the internet. Basically, the truth will be void in the planet, okay? And people, right now they disregard it, they don't care, this and that. But when all hell breaks loose and they realize that, those men on the street, they were teaching the truth, they're going to look for them, they're not going to be able to find them, okay? Oh, sorry. Famines, yeah. And there shall be famines, so plural, so more than one. All right, there's going to be a famine of food and water. But like I said, the crucial one is this. Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh, which is the most devastating. Okay? Because a loaf of bread or, a 12-pack of water, that's not going to get you salvation, right? But Yahweh B'Shem Shai's words is going to get you. And the mark in Ezekiel 9, which is a spiritual mark, when it says the mark in the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, that mark is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. Whereas in the mark in Revelations 13 is a physical mark, which is the microchip. All right. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. Okay, so they're not going to be able to find it. They're going to be looking all over for it, and they're not going to be able to access it. Okay? Which is crucial, because this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is what seals you. Okay, it puts that mark that Ezekiel 9 and 4 was talking about in your forehead, man. And that mark is exemption from judgment. That's basically putting the lamb blood on your doorpost, man. And if you don't have that and the famine comes, you won't be able to get any of that lamb's blood to put on your doorpost. You're through. All right? That's why, and also this. Let me pull this real quick. This is Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. All right, so that's what's going to keep you stable, man. The wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And the strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh is his treasure. So that's what's going to keep you stable, man. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right? Not food, not water. Well, the spiritual food and water, but this wisdom and knowledge. That's going to keep you stable. Okay, that's going to keep you sane. All right? We can also get Isaiah 24 and 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is dark and the mirth of the land is gone. Okay, that wine represents this truth. Okay? And it's talking about all joy is dark and the mirth of the land is gone. When the joy and that mirth is sucked out of this land, that's when people are going to want to hearken. Okay, like brothers have, I don't remember who it was a while back. A brother was saying, which I agree, it's definitely true. It's a fact. Brothers, Israelites that are in prison want to hearken onto the word more than people that aren't. Okay? Because people feel like they can call on Yahweh B'Shem Shai only when they're in trouble. And that like they like he's just some, like there's some sort of coat that you put on when you're cold. No, man, we need Yahweh B'Shem Shai every second of every day. We need to show them that we love them and do what we got to do every day. Okay, worship them every day. And I'm speaking to myself also, first and foremost. Okay, I need to take my own advice. All right, every day we have to show our appreciation, whether it be from prayer, all right, from making videos, from going out in the highways and byways, from fasting, just keeping the law, statutes, and commandments even. Okay, which you should pray every day, though. Definitely pray every day. All right, and maybe fast once or twice a week, or however many your spirit wants you to do. I'd recommend at least once a week. Okay, and if you want, you can fast on Sabbath. because you can't cook, so you might as well fast. It's a holy day compared to the rest, so you separate it, and you can also fast on that day. But that's up to Yahweh Shema Shai and yourself. All right, but just words of advice. For nation shall rise, Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences. And that pestilence, well, let me get this. I'm just going to go to some scriptures, because there's probably a lot more scriptures that I get, but I'm just going with the Spirit. So let me get 2nd Esdras, 15? I'll start at verse 5. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. All right, that's the elect. And therefore saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. Okay, now is this talking about literal Egypt? No, spiritual Egypt. Okay, because America, which, the United States, is Babylon. It is Rome revived. It's Sodom and Gomorrah in the spirit, spiritually. It's spiritual Egypt. It's all these, it's the most wicked kingdom. This is the most wicked time to be on the planet, and all this, it's like all the wicked kingdoms combined. Okay, so it's spiritual Egypt. All right, in fact, I can get that. I believe it's Revelations 8 and 11 or Revelations 11 and 8. I'm not sure which. 11 and 8. Salakia. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord, which is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, was crucified. Okay, how was he crucified? He was X'd out. Okay, spiritually. They put up all these false images of Serapis. Okay. You'll never hear some just random person, or at least more than likely, I don't see how anybody would, talk about Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, man. You won't. All right? Jesus Christ is Serapis, man. That's not the Messiah. All right? Yahweh is the name of the Father, and Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. Let's go back to, it says, Matthew 24:7, for a nation shall rise against nation, race wars and kingdom against kingdom, country wars like World War III, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Let me get 2nd Esdras 16. 2nd Esdras chapter 16, I'll start at verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, and the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. All right? So like it said, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Those go hand in hand. Then shall they afflict you up to be afflicted, or Salakia. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. All right, now let me stop right here and get some scriptures on that. There will be martyrs. All right, people that refuse to take the mark of the beast, the microchip, specifically RFID. Okay, but it doesn't matter what they call it, RFID, NFC. The mark of the beast is the microchip. You take it, you're going to be destroyed. Revelations 20:4, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai, and for the word of Yahweh, in which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. Okay? So there's going to be people that are going to be beheaded for this truth. All right? And right now, you have to, if you're not willing to die for this truth, then you're in the wrong place. All right? You're in the wrong place. You have to be willing in your mind to die for Yahweh Shema Shai in this truth, man. If you want inspiration of that, read 2 Maccabees chapter 7. All right, that whole chapter. It's very heavy, very, very heavy. I'm going to get Matthew 10 now. It's Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak. For it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, so, there's going to be people that betray us, man. Ooh. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 36. Well, actually, let me start at verse, this is Matthew 10 and 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father? But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. All right, so that's the point. All right, a man, like it says right here, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. All right, so the only people that you call relatives, they're going to turn on you, man. They may deliver you up to be killed. All right, that's just reality, man. You got to be ready to face that. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. All right, and that's not just talking about like Christianity and Islam and all these religions. That's also talking about in our own nation, Israelites that know they're Israelites and are teaching false doctrine. Okay, If they're teaching the mark of the beast is anything but the microchip, they're a false prophet. All right. That's just one example. Okay. The false prophets, there's a lot of false prophets. Not just talking about Christian pastors, but even people like different Israelite camps. All right. Now, I just gave you an example. If they're not teaching the mark of the beast as the microchip, then they're not a real prophet. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right. And for this, I'm talking about now. If right now they're not saying that the mark of the beast is the microchip, then they're not a prophet. Okay. I get, you can understand people before saying that, like decades ago or however long. But if they're right now, like right to this very day, telling you that the mark of the beast is not the microchip, they are a false prophet. Okay. Because the elder of our elders, they didn't know these things. Okay. But they weren't false prophets. Okay. But, as time went on, the truth became more and more, in depth. Okay. We learned more things as the decades went on. And now, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone to the elders on down, we have the full truth. Okay. We have the full doctrine. Okay. Well, what we need on this side, at least. All right. Because over time, we started learning more and more things. Okay. So they know more now than what was known decades ago. Just like the prophets coming back now, they now in this life know more than they did when they were, back in Israel at that time. Okay, because they learned new things, because different things came to pass. So if right now in this year, 2018, about to be 2019, if they don't teach that the mark of the beast is the microchip, they are a false prophet. Okay? And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So the love of many is going to wax cold. Okay, so a lot of people aren't going to regard your emotions or feelings. And you shouldn't base your doctrine off emotions anyways. It should be 100% raw truth. Okay, no matter what anybody thinks. All right. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And why is that? Why is it going to be preached unto all nations? Because Israelites are scattered among all the nations. All right. There's a lot of scriptures to get on that, but I'm just going to get one of the main ones because it was actually one of the curses. Okay. Israelites are scattered in all nations, and they even look like all nations. But if your father's patrilineal goes back to a tribe, you're an Israelite, from whatever tribe that was. All right, but I'm going to get one scripture on that. I'm going to close out. This is Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to get it on the being scattered. There's a lot of scriptures talking about Israel being scattered, like a lot. A lot. Looking for a specific precept. There we go. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. All right, that regards all the tribes of Israel. All right, but there's a lot of scriptures talking about Israel being scattered. Okay, but this is a huge one, okay? So Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. Lord willing, this edified those that need to be edified and condemn those that need to be condemned. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Waharakak Kahalayim, La, Alashadya Yahweh, Wahamashiach Yahweh Shai, Waharakak Double honors to the apostles and the elders, Great Millstone, and roll well. Peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. All right, Kahalayim, La Yahweh Shemal Shai, Waharakak Barakatham, to the sincere Akim, Wakwathium. Shalom.